The Village of Hainesville Plan Commission will now come to meeting for a special meeting on the proposed subdivision of the Hainesville Firestone retail property. At this time, we'll have roll call. 7:02, depending which clock we're looking at, 7:02 p.m.
Mayor Linda Soto.
Present.
Trustees Darnowski absent. Priest.
Present.
Duberstein. Here. Barrett absent. Daly.
Here.
And Washington.
Here.
Okay, we are in quorum. We are missing two trustees. Trustee Darnowski is dealing with a family emergency, and Trustee Barrett is expected to arrive late. Unfortunately, he had a water heater break in his home, and he's dealing with that as we speak. If I can have approval of the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Priest.
Here. Yes.
Duberstein. Daly.
Aye.
And Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we're looking at a proposed subdivision of the Hainesville Firestone retail property. I think everybody's familiar with the property where our Firestone and our Subway and Bento's Cafe is, and there is a back portion of the property which is still not developed at this time. Greg, if you could just go over your report and explain what the property owner is doing and how you reviewed it.
Sure. Basically, the property owner is requesting a subdivision into two lots and one outlot. Essentially, the property as it sits right now is several different parcels, all under one ownership. And in the petition stated that the purpose of the subdivision was to just kind of clean all these parcels up, make the building in the front, lot number 1, that's where the Firestone dealership and Bento Cafe. There'd be a separate outlot designated for the existing detention pond that's out there. And then lot number 2 will be the southernmost portion of the property, and that would be reserved for future development. We basically reviewed this against the subdivision ordinance. I'm going to put a few comments here. Essentially, the petitioner explained a little bit more the purpose of what he's doing this for, but a couple of items that came up that we clarified with the petitioner was that the detention pond, as it sits right now, is sufficient only for the current development. He understands that, confirmed that he does understand that. And so any future development on that property, the detention pond will need to be expanded. That's been clarified. And then another accommodation that we requested was that in the event that the Route 120 bypass ever goes through, and there is a Hainesville Road extension out to that Route 120 bypass, there would be additional right-of-way that's needed. This is long-term planning, kind of a future potential road extension. He did dedicate 7 feet of right-of-way along that frontage, and then another 20-foot easement, so that if that ever does take place, there's adequate land, at least across that particular property, that's been secured for that improvement.
I want to clarify one thing because it threw me for a loop at first. In using the term subdivision, we're not talking about developing a new subdivision, but in fact we're talking about subdividing plots.
Yes, it's just a division of property. No improvements are proposed at this time.
And any improvements that would happen eventually would still have to adhere to the current zoning.
Correct.
I just want to say that I met with Jim Marriott and also spoken with his attorney, and Russ has reviewed this as well as Greg, along with Al Maiden, and so I feel that everything has been satisfying. It does clean things up as far as, in fact, I think it's 4 tax parcels we have now, we're taking it down to 2. So there's a lot of things that make sense. I personally have no problem since those issues have been met. Are there any other questions from the board, either from Mr. Marriott, the owner, or Greg or Russ at this time?
I have one. On the second page of the plat survey, which is all the descriptions, we still have called out parcels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those should be put back down to parcels 1, 2, and lot A. So they should be revised.
Can I comment on that?
Yes.
The plat,
We have a microphone too, if you want, Paul. Oh, I don't want to, Jim, grab the mic and give it to him, he has a sore knee.
plat that he was working from had the old subdivision lots, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he did refer to them in that page 2, the signature page.
Right.
And if you have some of those plats, he did refer to the old lots, but we're only creating the ones that you see in front of you on page
Well, I
1.
understand, the agreement reads correctly, I just want to make sure that at the end, that this gets revised, so it reads correctly.
Well,
But this gets
let's see what
attached.
I'm sure that he'll make that change, because I think that was unnecessary to put that in there. That's why he did it.
I just for now the purposes, because you're not signing this tonight anyways, because you're
We're gonna have to sign mine already.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, so long as you got on the Mylar.
So it's changed before the...
Yeah, exactly.
The signature page.
Okay.
That's it.
This is something Marty Allen has to do.
Yeah, sure, I think.
Who's calling the order of the mics? We don't have one.
The survey, yeah.
We'll just need to make that change.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, yeah, he'll do that on the Mylar because.
That's Brian Lee, at REL, for the record.
That's all I have, everything else looks good.
Any other discussion? Are there any public comments?
Is there anything on the addendum? I assume this addendum deals with this, is there anything?
What the addendum is that there's currently an easement that governs the outlot, the detention basin essentially. And that does a couple things. One, it makes the owner of parcel 1 responsible for the maintenance for the time being. If you look at the new drawing, parcel 1 will be responsible for the maintenance of that pond from now. It states in there that if at some point there's development on parcel 2, then the owner of parcel 2 will be responsible for whatever stormwater detention needs to take place. That's not maintenance anymore. Now we'll be coming to the realm of development, and then we need to get approvals for new detention. And so that's primarily what happens with those. Is it establishes responsibility for maintenance, also establishes that any future development on parcel 2 is not maintenance, and we need to address any stormwater detention needs at that time. And of course, those would be both the village and the county stormwater ordinances.
Thank you, Jim.
Any further questions from the board?
Well, who owns Outlot A? Who's gonna end up owning that?
Property owners own the outlet.
Actually,
Then why don't we just connect it to the?
Because right now, it's only sized for lot 1.
I understand that, but
But when it comes to lot 2, then they're not going to be responsible no longer. Lot 2 is going to have to go ahead and enlarge it, take care of it, do stuff.
Lot 2,
the owner of lot 1 owns the outlot.
Lot 2, when that's developed, has to come up with its own detention plan that meets the stormwater requirements. Now, whether they choose to negotiate with the property owner, or it's the same property owner as parcel 1, that remains to be seen, or they do something separate. But they have to come up with their own stormwater detention as part of their plan development.
What it really does here is it gives you the chance that if I develop lot 2, then outlot A.
let's see, when you develop Outlot number 2? When? Not yet. When you develop it? Okay. Now I know.
When you stop farming it, and I start. Then, like we had previously, when we had some developments planned back there, we would move the pond probably and make it large enough to accommodate the whole parcel of land, both lot 1 and lot 2. I think that's the game plan here.
Right.
That's why lot 1, which I would still own, I would own lot A, so I could control the pond for the whole development.
You said 1, you meant 2, Jim. You said 1.
You're gonna allow two.
You're gonna want lot two.
Lot two, excuse me.
Lot two and outlawing.
Lot two and outline.
I would ask a question you don't have to answer or give away the keys to the farm. Is there somebody interested in that other lot?
No, there's not.
Okay.
There's somebody interested in the shopping center, but there's not anybody interested in the lot.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion from the board? If not at this time, we will open it for public comments. Is there anyone that would like to address the plan commission on this topic? Gone. I ask for a motion of adjournment of the plan commission.
In terms of a motion to make a recommendation to the board. Is that the plan commission's?
Right, I know we approve it as the board.
But the plan commission's goal is to make a recommendation to the board. So the plan commission should recommend either approval or some other action at this point.
Okay.
I move that we approve the plan as presented in the.
Recommend that the board approve.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, wait a minute, so the.
Can I say it right?
Wait, approve the plan.
Recommend approval to the board.
One person talk to her. Jim, I vote for you.
The plan commission recommends approval to the board.
I told you it's been a long time since we've done one of these.
And Georgianne, you second.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Roll call.
Trustees Kreis.
Aye.
Duberstein.
That's your
And Walkington.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carried.
Motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Adjourned at 7:14. Let me know when you're ready. We're on number 2. Hopefully the next part will remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
The Village of Hainesville regular board meeting will now come to order on Tuesday, March 12, 2013, at 7:15 p.m. What did I say? 13? Oh, 14.
I thought you said 2013.
I said March 12, 2013.
We better just cancel this.
Okay. If everyone would please rise, and I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Linda Soto.
Present.
Trustees Sternowski absent. Kreis. Here. Duberstein. Here. Barrett absent. Daly.
Here.
And Walkington.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. We do have quorum. We have 2 trustees absent. Trustee Barrett may be arriving late if he gets his water heater installed, and Trustee Baranowski is dealing with a family emergency. Before I ask for approval of tonight's agenda, I am going to ask for a change on the agenda first. And then you can throw whatever you want in. Russ Crayley, because of the snowstorm last week, has to rush off to another meeting. So I would like to move up the building official to report to the beginning of the meeting, even prior to doing the omnibus, and also move up the ordinance approving the proposed subdivision of the Hainesville Firestone retail property, so Russ is present for that.
Move as amended.
Second.
Roll call?